I learned something this weekend from SORARE, and I want to share that today. Before I get into all that, just a quick note that I make these videos every week about SORARE, FPL. I'm going to open some match attacks, and I'm also going to open this Bundesliga Chrome pack later on in the video because I love physical cards just as much as I love virtual cards. What I learned is this: a little tactic board. XP, collection score, equals money. Sounds pretty straightforward, it sounds pretty simple, but I will give you an example of what I mean. I put some absolute smasher teams together thinking, oh, I'll easily hit the hot streaks. No worries. My Prem team, Palmer, injured in the warm-up, doesn't even play. That team just dies straight away. Bruno's pen, I'm pretty sure they sent NASA looking for that. And then Salah did alright, I guess, but I really thought this smasher Prem team would do well, and it didn't do anything, didn't even get me a reward. So that's frustrating. I also put a smasher team together of Celtic, and they rotated heavily. The three I did have in did great, but they rotated heavily, so that killed that lineup. And then, finally, I wanted to hit the 5th MLS streak so I could get into that special tournament, right? And look at this team I had. Absolute smasher of a team. Some of the best players in MLS. But Evander blanked, Dreyer blanked, and I forget what was had in there. And Carlos Hill blanked. Wagner did amazingly, and Takogi did okay, but this team did not hit the streak. But guess what? I did hit the streak. But it wasn't with the team I expected it to be. It was with this team. Which brings me back to my earlier point of my tactic boards. Because I put this team together because I have big XP boosts on these players. I have a 5% collection score on LA, a 5% collection score on Nashville, and a 5% collection score on Tottenham. Which is the thing that I've learned this week, is XP is vital. It is vital. Before going into the season, my thought process was I just buy the best players and it will work. Which so far, I'm still in some of the streaks, which is fine. But I didn't anticipate how important XP was. So let me show you this new board. The base score of this team was 343 points. I needed to hit 430 points. So the base score was absolutely nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. I needed to hit 430 points. I'm like 90 away. And amazingly, because of the XP I have on these players, I got 105 bonus points. 105. And I've finished 18 points above what I needed. And what I find crazy about that is the fact that 3 of my players did amazingly. Can't fault that. But Bawanga dropped to 35 and Willis dropped to 36. They are stinky scores. They are absolutely woeful scores. And yet, it absolutely smashed the streak because of the bonus on it. So I think going forward, that is something that I've got to just take into consideration. Because I did split stacks as well, it got the 2% extra, so there was another 2%. Granted, I did get the right captain choice. I captained Bawanga. It probably wouldn't have worked out. I've not done the math, but it probably wouldn't have hit the streak. So I did pick the right captain, to be fair, which is getting the right captain is a massive part of it. But those extra points that's unreal. It's unreal. That being said, I'm super happy because I've hit the 5th streak on MLS. I've done it finally. So now when that special tournament rolls around, I'll be in it. So I hope it pays off, and hopefully I do well in that tournament. But yeah, just wanted to share that today. I also want to give a quick shout out to 2 lineups that surprised me. As I'm a Leicester fan, I put a full Leicester team together in Arena, and it actually came first. So well done to my Leicester boys for doing that. And I was also into a golden arena. I've only been in 2 golden arenas before, and so for my second time being in a gold arena, I've actually come first. So that's a good chunk of essence right there. In terms of my overall rewards for the whole game week, I hit the streaks in MLS, of course, which we spoke about. I also hit the streak in Contender and Pro League and Liga. So the Liga, I am in to the 3rd streak of the ×5 rewards. So that's a big game week next week to keep that going. The total rewards for the whole game week was $227, whatever that is in pound. And I also got 7,000 odd essence. So not a lot of cash from the actual divisions, but a good amount of cash from the streaks. So not a bad game week, to be fair, in terms of cash and essence. I didn't win any players, unfortunately. I guess the essence is players, but it's not the same. In terms of my upcoming lineups, I'm hoping I can hit the first streak in Prem this week. I've still pretty much stuck with the same team, except instead of Palmer, I've got Pedro. Hopefully, I can actually get on the ladder of the Prem hot streaks. That's doing my head in, that is. I also really like my Celtic team, because surely they will play a strong lineup. They're out of the Champions League now. They're against Rangers. That's going to be a spicy game. Hopefully that team does well. And then, as far as important lineups go, my La Liga, I've built 2 smasher teams that I think are smasher teams because I'm on the 3rd streak, so I do really want to keep that going and hopefully get to the ×5 rewards. And then as a little bonus lineup, it's not got anything to do with the hot streaks, but this is probably my favourite lineup this game week because I really like playing rare under 23. I don't play many rare competitions, but I do like under 23, and I do really like this lineup because I think these are really good under 23 players. Okay, welcome back to the part where we open match attacks to build a lineup for classic SORARE. We start with Sells in goal, Dan Burn, McAllister and Garen Birch. Yes, we put him there and that could be my midfield. Do that. Robbie Keane is going to be no good to us. Wissa. Rich in defence. He can be the defender. Wow, they only took 1 packet. That's our team. In terms of last week's match attacks team, it did okay, I guess. Vicario kept a clean sheet, and Smith Rowe came off the bench and scored a goal. But everyone else didn't really do anything. Kirko's got an error led to goal, and bad captain choice on my part. So it didn't get a reward. It was nowhere near getting a reward. But we move and we go again. Now for the next team, I have made some changes to the cards I actually packed because I don't want a team that's just full of DMPs. So I've still gone for the same position in the same team, but I've swapped Wissart and Bergval for Johnson and Damsgaard because the Wisser situation is a bit weird. I don't know if he's going to play. And I've also still got McAllister in there, but he didn't play against Newcastle. Forgot for a second. He didn't play against Newcastle, so I don't know if he's going to be playing. I might have to swap him out for like Sobersley or someone else, but essentially I want to keep the core of the team the same along the lines of the cards I've packed, but maybe not exactly the same if I feel like it's going to have a bunch of DMPs and it's got no chance of winning a reward. But anyway, hopefully this team can do a lot better than last time. I do prefer it. I do think it's a good team. So we'll see. My FPL lineup's in a bit of a weird spot after this week because I've got big injuries to Palmer, Saka and Ain't Nori. It actually did alright points-wise because it actually got above the average points, which is purely down to my front 3 because they smashed it out of the park. But I'm debating whether to wildcard simply for the fact that I've got those 3 big injuries, and so the only thing I have done for the next game week is I took out Ain't Nori and put in Yoro because I wanted to free up some funds. Putting Yoro in frees up. I've got about 3 million spare, so if I do need to take Palmer or Saka out, I can play around with the team, but I might have to wildcard because I'm unhappy with how the defence is performing. West Ham look awful, Brighton look awful, and I've got the injuries to deal with. So I've got some stuff to think about with my FPL team. Alright, for today's video, we have got the Bundesliga Tops Chrome 24-25 season. You can tell it's last season because he's at Liverpool now. He's at Liverpool now. Alright, let's get into this. We have got, so you get quite a lot of packets, to be fair. Pack number 1. Undav Ultra Beam. That's a cool card. Sano. Ooh, Kimmich Buzz. That's a cool looking card. Oh my gosh, wow. Look at that card. First taste. They've actually got like a bite mark out of it. That is a crazy card. Next packet. Append up. Oh, I see something sparkly behind that. What's this going to be? Statue. Ooh, look at that. Haaland and Kane. Wow. That is a very cool card. Haaland and Kane together. And this sparkly statue. Smith. And behind that, ooh, a numbered card. Jackson Irvine to 175. Not the greatest. I can't say I've ever heard of that guy. But a numbered card. And a very nice sparkly one again. Batman. Wolf. And what's behind that? Another Buzz. Last packet. Come on, let's get an auto. We've got Paulinho, now with Spurs. Oh, Berbatov. Wow, Berbatov and Boniface. Okay, that's that. Not the greatest pack, I think. In terms of best hits, I think Haaland and Kane is a very nice looking card. And this card is just absolutely bonkers. So yeah, that was the Bundesliga pack. That's full time for now on this Wednesday's little football recap. If you like it, please like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I will see you next Wednesday.